Hello, and congratulations. You've already accomplished a very important step towards resolving your tax challenges. You called, and now you are here with us for your tax exam. So it's time to get rolling. We created and make the tax exam available to you so that we can provide you with a clear understanding of the nature and the extent of your tax challenge, and to help you identify and understand the different alternatives that present to you so that you can thereafter take steps in a focused and deliberate manner towards the resolution that you want. We've been providing tax exam services to people for decades. It's a very productive means of clarifying issues and discarding many inaccurate beliefs, concerns, and anxieties. History has demonstrated that the benefits that flow from your tax exam experience is well worth your time and effort. As you know, there is a flat charge for your tax exam, and still there isn't a limit on the amount of time that we devote to completing it. Our goal is to help you make good decisions, and that can only be done after you are fully apprised of the true nature and extent of your challenge. That means that we will spend the time that is necessary to understand your salient facts, and we then weave them into the law. The end result of your tax exam is to present to you alternatives that will maximize the benefits and protections that the law extends to you. The truth be known, the flat rate that we charge for your tax exam is a mere fraction of the total time and effort we commit to this process. And in part, we do this so that we can establish and demonstrate for you our credibility and commitment to you. After 35 years, we continue to make tax exams available because we know that tax challenges can seriously debilitate people. And we know that as the tax machine continues to roll year after year, that what was once difficult for somebody actually becomes extraordinarily oppressive. And your tax exam serves as a means to stop that from happening. Now, years ago, we coined the phrase tax crisis to help people understand that it is common for tax problems to challenge people financially, psychology, emotionally, and yes, even physically, to such a point that they are incapable of advancing for their own benefit. Certainly not everyone is set back in each and every such regard, and certainly not to the same degree. But I sense that you have some personal insights already along these lines because, well, you're here now. During your tax exam, we will review the history of your tax challenges as well as the circumstances that caused or contribute to them. Yes, what happened to you is important. Further, what you want to accomplish and what you can reasonably accomplish is also important to us. Yes, there are provisions in the federal law that allow us to shape your facts and the presentation that must be made so that your circumstances are as compellingly presented as possible. That's the key. That's why you're here. That's why we are tax controversy attorneys. Now, your personal circumstances, your personal challenges have very critical, unique features that must be taken into account. And if they're ignored, then you're really losing some very critical benefits that could flow. directly to you. So the point is, we need your help. We need to know as much detail about your situation as you can possibly give to us. And because of that, we ask that after your initial consultation today is finished, that you sit down and create an outline of events and give it to us in the next week or so. Of course, if you have an emergency, you're going to have to move faster than that. But generally, a week is enough. As you write your outline, be sure to include anything that seems to relate. Approach your outline, approach your history in that manner, and the risk that you will inadvertently leave something out will be reduced. And we can then decide and assign weights and priorities to the information that you provide us accordingly. In the same vein, give us copies of all paperwork that you have. And even if you know it is not everything that exists or which you've received over time, we still need to have copies of the things that you still retain. And that's important because all these documents fit within the flow of things and the evolution of your problem. And we want to make sure that nothing is overlooked and nothing is missed. Now, this procedure gives us a chance to learn as much as we possibly can about you, your tax challenges, and your intentions. Today, you're going to be asked to sign documents that are referred to as powers of attorney. Now, they're unique and specific to the tax practice. Once signed, these documents give us the authority to speak with the taxman about your tax challenges, and we can then obtain your tax history and the related records. Our work in those regards is also included in your tax exam. Now, at the conclusion of your tax exam, we will report to you the alternatives that are available. We'll go over that with you too. We'll discuss this with you and we'll answer your questions at that time. Now, assuming that you have a matter that we can help with and that we can consider you as a potential client, we will then discuss what our fees will be, the required advance that you have to pay, and all other related issues. To become a client, you will have to sign, and we will have to sign, our formal written engagement agreement. For most people, what they learn during their tax exam is an eye-opening experience. In the 35 plus years that we've been actively, continuously, successfully representing taxpayers with serious tax challenges, most people have come to us with a demonstrated lack of basic knowledge of their legal rights and obligations. This is true for all the taxpayers who were represented or advised by earlier financial planners, accountants, and yes, lawyers. That's true. The fact is that people come to us because we have this very unique talent and experience. And generally, too, people don't even know how the IRS or state formulated its demands. And they have demonstrated a consistent lack of understanding about the general alternatives that may be available to them, let alone how they're going to be implemented to succeed. But the one big thing that they share commonly is that each one of them knows from their personal experience that they are continuously hounded and oppressed by the financial and emotional stress that accompanies their tax challenges. That's right. We refer to serious tax challenges as a tax crisis. And as I said before, it has emotional, financial, intellectual, and possibly even physical components to it. And this is why people can't look at it seriously on their own and can't deal with it to address it successfully on their own. Now, though you have a serious tax problem, we understand from you at this time that you're not facing any pressing deadlines or immediate threats. If you are, you have to let us know precisely what you think they are. That's key, because tax problems from time to time have to be handled as emergencies. And yes, we have what is essentially an emergency room law office, so we can respond to it. But critical dates may be imposed on you, and they must be addressed as early as we can. And that includes appeal dates, that includes requests for asking for particular type of hearings, that includes activity to avoid levies or to respond to levies that are already in place, just by way of example. So if you have received threats that somebody is going to levy you, that the tax man is going to take your money, whether it's from your wages or from your property, for instance, or that it's going to file liens against you, that may require emergency reaction and emergency work. And so that has to be addressed after it's identified, and it must be identified now. So help us in those regards. Well, thank you for listening. Essentially, what we want to accomplish with everybody that becomes a client is that we share the same objectives that you have, and we share the desire that you get your life back. And that's entirely what our practice is all about, and that's what we work on diligently every single day for you and everybody else. So thank you for entrusting your questions to us at this time, and we look forward to a long and continued relationship. Thanks again.